The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the speakers and not necessarily those of GEB America, Oral Roberts University, or their employees. This program is not intended to offer investment, financial, medical, legal, or any other advice. Viewers should consult a subject matter professional regarding any such matters.
Hello, welcome to another edition of the GEB America 94X Leader Talks. I'm your host, Stephen Gunn. Glad to be with you today. I have my new friend and leader here, Clay Slaton. Clay, thanks for being here.
I appreciate it.
So, co-founder of 94X.
I wouldn't say I'm a founder. They call me head coach now. So I've just been helping lead the charge the last year. So
right. Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been a business coach for a while and in businesses before that. And so just got passionate about 94X and just helping them lead the charge.
I know why. Definitely know why. That's awesome. Well, so tell us a little about your story. How did I guess number one, how did you see kind of the kingdom and the business model come together? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, so it started in 99 for me, actually. I had my first business, so I was kind of going through a spiritual awakening and just deepening my faith around that time. And I was also started a business and building that at the time. And so it was really interesting, even though 94X has only been 3 years old now, I guй I started my 94X journey back then in 99. And it was really interesting because I was so passionate about the Lord and just learning so much and digging so deep. And then you're also spending so much time building a business. And just like a lot of business owners, thought you just had to keep that separate. I thought that you couldn't really talk about your faith in business. I thought it wanted to be weird or turn people off or be hard to hire or be illegal. And just, I didn't think there was a way to mix it. And but I went to a client's office one time, and after our meeting, I noticed that they had scriptures on the wall and stuff. And so I asked them, I was like, hey, can we sit back after our meeting and talk personally about something? And they were like, of course. So after everyone leaves the meeting, me and the owner sat there, and I was like, I noticed scriptures around. I didn't think you could do this. And can you tell me more about how you're doing this and what it means and all that? And they just downloaded, how they did it and that it was legal. And as long as you did this, this, and this, and it was just a switch that went off, and it was just freedom for me at that point, because I was really just, conflicted about that. And it just felt weird to have two things be so important in my life and two, major areas of your life, and not be able to bring them together and mix them at all. And so it was just a switch went off, and having that freedom, it was amazing. So I was able to, just be me at work. It's not like I did anything major. I'm not a preacher or evangelist type at all. But it just allowed me to be open and honest. And we did start praying before meetings and just inviting God into the conversations and just making sure that we were guided by Him. And, I had many non-believers in the company and believers both. But, just by being open and authentic and, just being who I was, I don't know, it worked out a lot smoother than I expected. I thought it was going to be difficult. And you're very nervous in the beginning with something like that. But that was my start of a 94X company 25 years ago.
I love that. That's great. Yeah. Well, I think one of the amazing things for me has been that realization, what you just said really essentially is it's like, I've worked in the Christian realm, education space here in this university area for a number of years, since 16 and 17 years, something like that. But prior to that, I was in corporate, and I've seen when you can be authentic, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
The authenticity of really being you and not being fake, no matter what you're sharing, that's the key.
Yeah.
And then they know that you're consistently you, and that's who you are. You're not trying to make something up, not to push something, just for, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
What have you seen, I guess, in the workplace where God really showed up and you're like, oh my gosh, that is an amazing moment. I can't even deny that was all Him.
Yeah. It's so interesting. There's so many times, I think one of my biggest challenges, and maybe a lot of business owners and professionals challenges, doing the do and putting your hands to the plow and working hard, which we all should do, but also having that faith and having just that peace as you go into your day. And So a lot of times in business, you're wanting that deal to get done. You're wanting that partnership to happen, and you're working so hard for it, and you're putting so much into something. And then if it doesn't happen, what does that mean? And you're hanging your hat on a lot of situations like that. And like, oh, that's going to make all the difference in the business. And it's hard to find that balance between doing your due diligence and working hard and doing what you're supposed to do every day, but not hanging your hat on everything and knowing that God has a plan as long as you're listening and obeying, that he's making that path. So all those things that didn't go right, I think there's much of a testimony because you can match them to the things that did go right that you weren't working hard for. So there's some of those things that just happen, like, just today meeting so many different people. There's going to be conversations today that happen that just trigger something in my life or in the business or in 94X that you never would have known. So I've had situations like that where I've either met someone. I've been mentoring companies for 15 years probably, mentoring business owners and doing business coaching and stuff. And so some of those turn into me becoming a partner in it or giving a loan or something like that.
Sure.
And there's some of those that I did not expect it to be anything. You're kind of doing it as a gift in a lot of ways, like, oh, you really believe in their company, but they just can't take this next step without a little help. And you're like, I could either teach them to go find the mentors or go find the money. Some people are just like, oh, I'll help you out here. And there's been some of those that have just had enormous returns that I never would have expected at all. And those are those God moments where you feel like, oh, that didn't work. Well, I was working so hard with my own hands, but I'm just, doing a daily thing of helping these people out over here. And then it brings such an amazing return. Wow. So it's funny to see that balance of both of them. So I try to stay in the other side as much as I can.
Yeah.
But it's something I think we all fight is working on our own strength versus letting the Holy Spirit work through us.
Yeah. One of the things I have found consistently in leaders of success is a kind of a desire to continue to learn.
Yeah.
And there's the hunger kind of just for more information, more knowledge. Sure. Not that, we ever think we are ever going to arrive, but just that we can always grow. Yeah. What has been some books, audio or actual books that have meant something to you, that have shaped your focus on things?
Early on it was the E-Myth. Is a big one that I'm sure you've heard a lot. Early on that really hits home, especially for small businesses and business owners. It's making that transition from being the technician or being the doer to leading and delegating and all that. It's a really, really hard transition for a lot of people.
A lot of small ones growing,
So that's been a big one. 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, I think, was really good. That helped out our culture a lot, understanding healthy culture and unhealthy culture and how to interact with each other. And then, a lot of that learning has come from peer-to-peer groups I've been in.
Yeah.
Of course, in those peer-to-peer groups, you always get the referrals of the books and the speakers and the different things to see, but just the experience shares. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about the 94X movement is us really helping people get in those small groups together so they can be with peers of their own that they can share a deep dive with and get more out. So a lot of the conversations that we have, even if we're have that mentality of learning and growing and wanting to find a mentorship or something like that, a lot of the times we don't feel comfortable really opening the kimono all the way. We're not fully authentic and giving it all out there. But if you get in a small group and build that trust, then you can really get to the meat of things, and that's when the magic happens. And so I think we're really going to help a lot of people by finding that. And that's what I found a long time ago, is finding that small group.
I love that. I think that's, to me, in my mind, if I was to tell somebody, that is one of the key things is those doing life together with a small group, right? I mean, I was telling somebody earlier about this, like the whole idea as we're younger is you want to have like lots and lots of friends, right? And then you realize that lots of friends are friends because they know you, but they may or may not come to your birthday party or care about what happened to your mom or dad or friends or whatever. But there's a smaller group that are the ones who call and check and come by, and you're like, oh, this is actually this is a group of people I want to be around
Yeah.
and do stuff with. And as we get older, that group moves into, families that you're doing life with, from kids activities to church groups to this,
Yeah.
right? The chapters and stuff. And I think that is so crucial that you have a place to feel welcomed, to be supported in prayer, and then to be challenged, sharpened, right? And so I think that's one of the key things that I love about the model of those chapters like that.
Yeah, a lot of my coaching. So I do business coaching and then business owners coaching,
There you go.
and a lot of that coaching ends up being life coaching. It's funny how you go in to coach the business and help them with that, but you end up coaching the business owner, which ends up being a lot of life coaching. And we hit all the different areas of life, from the finance to the fitness to the your company stuff and all your business stuff and relationships. And so we try to hit all the areas of life. And I've found in my life that you can have those small groups in each of those areas. It really helps to have that business group where they really get that area, because no one's going to get everything. It's really hard to find people that understand all the different areas of your life. But if you have that small group for spiritual stuff, that small group for business stuff, that small group for fitness stuff, it really, really helps you optimize and be the best you can be in all those different areas. But yeah, the power of small groups it's unbelievable how simple it is, but how powerful it can be.
Yeah. I have actually at seasons of my life been on the side of the fitness coaching and helping people, but it's amazing how that even crosses over into life coaching too. Like there's elements of, you're talking about doing push-ups and workouts, but also it's like, you can do this is the belief factor, your belief system, what you're, the lies you've accepted, the things, those kind of things.
What's holding you back?
What's holding you back, right? We're breaking through. And so there's obviously an ebb and flow there, but I think you're right. There is something to be said about, having all aspects covered, whether it's within a few or not or more.
Yeah.
However you can get that handled to as a support.
And if you get success, like in fitness, if you get success in that one area, how that multiplies in all areas of your life.
It 100% does. Absolutely does. So talk a bit about kind of what you see, as a coach there within the 94X groups, kind of in the future, like as where we're headed. Like, where do you think some excitement, what's coming down the road for us?
Yeah, the biggest thing is scale right now. So we're just launching the chapters right now. And so that's kind of the big group, and then breaking out into small groups. Kind of like the church and small groups, the same with 94X. For anyone that's a believer that realizes what 94X is, that we have 94 times the amount in the workplace than a believer does in church. That doesn't even go to the non-believers. And as you walk into your workplace, whether you're the owner, an executive, or employee, you have 94 more times the time with these people than a pastor does. And so once you get that and really realize your responsibility there, and now that you have that sphere of influence that God has given you this, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to steward that? And so we want people to be so comfortable being able to steward that. Or it can be intimidating sometimes to think, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? We just want to make it super easy, where it's just like, be salt and light, show love.
That's right.
You're not going to have to do anything difficult, but just like me hearing about those owners that brought their faith into the business, tell you, here's someone else that's done it and how they've done it, it can be really intimidating. And so with chapters, we're going to go from city to city, opening the chapters.
That's great.
And bringing the movement that way. And then the online community, we can reach so many people that way. And they're coming into the online community right now and interacting. And so as that builds, it's just that peer-to-peer that we've been talking about, from the big groups to the small groups. And then we're offering more to business owners. We're going to offer some things like company benefits,
resources and stuff.
And have forums for them to have like-minded small groups and build in courses and resources for them. So there's a lot coming this next year.
So if somebody's a business owner, leader, executive, if they want to connect it, how can they do that?
94xchapters.com right now.
94xchapters.com.
Yeah.
All right. So
join a chapter or start a chapter.
That's right. That's right. 94xchapters.com. And the main website, 94x.com, still works, I guess, to get that.
94xmovement.com. Yeah. And we have 94xlife.com.
Life.com. Okay. Cool. Well, very good. Well, I want to say thank you for your time. I'm excited for what all 94X is doing. We've been treated to get to host this series, these leader talks, and I want to say excited for what's coming down the pike, so to speak. And thank you for your time. Thank you for all you have. And if you've connected with this, enjoyed this, share it with somebody, and make sure that you if you're interested, if like websites we talked about, we'll put in the notes, and you can get connected with the 94X community. And here from GEB America and 94X, on behalf of all the team here, we'll say thank you. Have a wonderful day. Keep loving Jesus and tell somebody that they know Jesus loves them. We'll see you next time.